Блять. My name is Jim Downing. I'm 103 years old plus. When the attack on Pearl Harbor occurred, on that morning I was postmaster of the ship. It was the battleship USS West Virginia, and I was 28 years old. The Japanese had sent a peace ambassador, and we thought, well, it'll be a while to see before anything happens.
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan.
We had no idea whether there was going to be a return attack or not, and so we began to put together every defensive weapon we had in case they did return.
Was still in conversation with its government.
On December 7th, there were 8 attacks, and the biggest one, air-wise, is not Pearl Harbor. They used 500 planes at 3 in the afternoon to attack and destroy all of our air bases in the Philippines. One of 8 attacks that morning.
Which is resisting the evil thing. And even as we ask these questions, we know the answer. There is another preparation demanded of this nation.
The officers were very careful about censorship. So I had to take these packages out of dozens of maybe hundreds and stamp unknown and return them back to people that wrote to them. I think I imagined myself in the place of some of those parents, and I don't think I can describe how I felt. The Oklahoma that capsized lost 429 killed, and the Arizona over 1,100 killed. My strongest feeling was pride, because everybody was a hero. Everybody that survived, I don't think I can describe the feeling almost, but what I went through was, first was surprise, and then there was fear. I was afraid the next plane that came in would aim better than the first one did. And then anger that our leaders, military and political, had let us get into that.
1942 calls for the courage and the...
So the first Japanese plane that I saw was flying low and slow. He was so close you could almost see the color of his eyes. Now the Japanese very wisely painted their planes olive drab, and they looked just like our own planes. It was not unusual to see Army planes
flying around on Sunday mornings. So at this point I was thinking, this is one of ours, until he got above, and I could see the red circles under the wings. They did a great job of camouflaging their planes to look like ours. By the time I got on the ship, it had taken 9 torpedoes, and was on fire, and was sinking. I started to collect the names of my fallen comrades by checking their identification tags. They were fireproof, so we were able to identify every person. And as I was doing this, I thought, now their parents will never know what happened to their sons. They'll just get a message that he's died in action. So I tried to memorize the names so I could write a letter to their parents. Because I was the postmaster on the ship, I had access to the addresses. We had anticipated that at some time we might get in a war with Japan. And if they dared to attack us, we'd wipe them out within 30 days. So we were very surprised at the efficiency. 360 planes. And naturally, we wanted to fight back. But my ship couldn't fight back, because all the electricity was knocked out and it was sitting down on the bottom. Each ship carries about 1 million gallons of oil, so the oil was about 2 feet deep on the surface of the water. The heat was so bad that the oil actually burned on the surface of the water. Pearl Harbor is a small harbor. We only have a few feet of water under us, so the ship was sitting down in the mud, and everything above the waterline was on fire. I'd been aboard the USS West Virginia about 9 years. I used to brag about living on my $42 million home, furnished by my rich uncle. So it was more than a ship to me. It was home. So I was devastated just seeing it on fire. If you had asked me how long it had been since the first attack came, I would have said 30 minutes. It was actually 3 hours. It was happening so fast. Once all the fires were out, by then, what was there to do?
She came down the next day. I was covered with oil in my hair, and of course hadn't shaved. And she was glad to see me. Once the fire was out, there was nothing to do on the ship. So one of my friends had been burned, so I went to the hospital to see him and saw this bunch of people, probably 100, in suspension with their hair burned off. They were blind and badly burned, just being treated. So I didn't know. The raid was led by a Japanese officer named Matsuo Fushida. After the war, I met him, and
damaged battleships are repaired. The West Virginia, the Tennessee in the background. An immense amount of work is required and is provided. Other ships are salvaged and will steam forth to fight again. The Nevada, expert salvage to put that sea giant in action once more. And the West Virginia is being raised from the bottom of the shallow harbor. The saving of the battleships is like a miracle.
야요, 안 나와. 병원선. 와, 오, 아. 오, 야요.
Dropsy, va favore. He.
Czekają mano, leko. Lama sana. おお朝はおおあなあわTico midi ano. Nah.